again. I'm sitting on my sofa, which means we are going to have a chat again today. After the last video of 20 things you thought were vegan but aren't, I learned a couple things. A, you guys wanted another video with a bunch of ingredients to look out for. And two, I learned who Ashley Wicca is because she did a very similar video, just hers was 75 things that you thought were vegan but aren't. So she actually reached out to me. We started chatting. I checked out her channel. If you want more videos like this, definitely go and check her out. She's a really sweet girl from LA. So yeah, so I thought it would be fun to do another list video, but this time it's ingredients to look out for. I'm Candace, the Edgy Veg, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up and let me know what else you guys want to learn about in the comments section. Hopefully I can throw something together for you. All right, let's hop right into it. Not so delicately with castoreum. It is a food additive that comes from the anal secretions of beavers. So apparently, whoever figured this out noticed that the anal secretions of the North American beaver, and sometimes the British beaver, smells like vanilla. So it's often used in fragrances and as a food additive for flavoring. Apparently, it's also used in fruit flavorings to kind of like enhance the flavor of raspberries and strawberries. So this was a lot more used, I would say like 10 years ago, but because it's becoming exceedingly expensive to harvest the anal fluid from a beaver, it's not used as frequently as it once was. So it's something that is rare to find in food these days, but is used in perfumes. But again, it is kind of coming out of style, if you will, because it's so expensive. The second one is casein. I talked about this in my other video a lot. This nasty little bugger seems to find its way into a lot of foods, even foods that are labeled dairy-free. So casein is the chief protein in milk. It's often found in like cream-based soups. A lot of companies that are looking for a cheaper way to add cream and denseness to their baked goods, soups, that sort of thing, will use casein instead of like pure creams. And like I said, a lot of non-dairy products actually have it in there if they're not labeled as vegan. Go Veggie is a cheese that I discussed last time. It says dairy-free cheese, soy cheese, but it has casein in it. Okay, so whey is the liquid that's left after milk has curdled and has been strained. So you know, like Little Miss Muffet, Sour and Tuffet eating her curds and whey? The whey is that liquid substance. So it's a byproduct of the cheese industry and like the manufacturing of casein, and it's often used as a super cheap milk replacement in commercial products like cheese flavored crackers, snacks, hot dogs, that sort of thing. Lactose is the sugar found in milk, and that again is a very cheap byproduct that can be used in a lot of packaged foods. So things like margarine, some cereal, frozen potato products, and even instant mashed potatoes, a lot of them will have that in there because it's cheap. It's a byproduct of, you know, making cheese and making milk, so that has to get used somewhere, and it's super cheap to use. So a lot of products end up with that in there to make it like cheese flavored without the actual cost of the milk. So the term animal derived means that the ingredient or the product is made from an animal byproduct. So this can be flesh, bones, secretions like milk. We're using a lot of really fun terms today. So if it says like animal derived lactic acid, or if it has rennet in it, it should say animal derived rennet or casein or whatever. That's what the term animal derived means. It just means it's a byproduct of animals. It doesn't necessarily have to be like egg or cheese. It can be, like I said, lactic acid, for example. So lactic acid, there are some plant-based forms of lactic acid, but there's also animal-derived lactic acid. So this is often used as a preservative and like a flavoring agent. It's an ingredient that's used in a lot of processed foods because of its preservative nature. So things like pickles, pickled vegetables, like fruit preserves. It's used in wine as well. Oh, and some bread products. So a lot of like grocery store bakery breads sometimes will have lactic acid in it to help it keep for longer and also to help the flavor. All right, gelatin. We talked about this last time. This motherfucker finds its way into everything, like everything. And if you don't know what gelatin is, it's often obtained from pork or beef. And what they do is they take bones, tendons, ligament, skin, and they boil it with water until it gets this like goopy substance, and then they use that as a thickener. You can find it in face masks, you can find it in things like Jell-O, fruit preserves, candy, Altoids. Like it's in so many things because it's cheap, it's a byproduct, and it's used as a thickener, and a binder, which a lot of processed foods do need. Oh, it's also used sometimes to assist in the clarifying of wine. So barnivore.com, go there to check your alcohol. Beeswax is another one that kind of finds its way into a lot of different products, whether it's food or skincare. Often used actually on produce as a produce coating. So if you're buying an apple from the store, they want that apple to stay as fresh and red and like ripe and nice as possible. So they'll coat it in wax so that by the time you get it, like it doesn't go bad by the time, you know, it's harvested and transported, sits in the grocery store, and then you get it at home. It wants, obviously the farmers and obviously the grocery stores want that to last as long as possible. So they will coat it with wax to slow down the breakdown of it. It's often used in candy and coatings, as well as a lot of natural and not so natural skincare products. So it'll just find its way in there, like mascaras and eyeliner and that sort of thing. And creams, it's used as an emulsifier in a lot of skincare products and creams. So definitely, just because a skincare line is labeled as natural doesn't mean necessarily that it's vegan. So going back to like the produce that it's coated in, cleaning your produce the right way is super important. I mean, it's almost impossible to tell if the produce has been dipped in beeswax or soy wax or whatever. Like, I'm not saying stop eating fruit. These are just things to be aware of. I'm not being like the militant crazy vegan that's like, you can't eat apples anymore because they're not vegan because they're dipped in beeswax. That's not what I'm saying. I just thought that was an interesting tidbit in fact that I didn't know until I started researching this, that you might not know of. You can eat whatever the hell you want. Just it's also good to be aware. Confectioner's glaze, also known as shellac, resinous glaze, or natural glaze, or pure food glaze, comes from crushed up bugs. Tasty. So this is often used on candy and baked goods to create like a nice sheen. It is listed under those different names on the actual like package, so you will be able to know and see if that is in the food that you're thinking of buying. Cochineal or carmine is red food coloring that's made from crushed up bugs and beetles, often used in candies. Really anything that has like red food coloring. There is food coloring that is vegan. Red dye number 40 is a red food dye that is vegan friendly. Isinglass. We talked about this last time. It is a fish bladder that is often used to clarify spirits, wine, and beer. Lcysteine. This is another tasty one. It's often made from human hair or duck feathers, often used in like processed wheat and white flour breads and bread products because it's used as a dough conditioner. Oleic acid. This is made from rendered animal fats, often found in synthetic butters, some beverages, vegetable fats and oils, and some condiments. Now I'm suspicious of all my condiments. Lard. Lard is the fat from a pig abdomen, often found in canned soups, refried beans, and a lot of baked goods. Like a lot of like European style baked goods have lard in them. And last but not least, we have vitamin D3. This is derived from sheep's wool and is often used to fortify different foods and beverages, like orange juice, for example. All right, guys, there you have it. 15 ingredients to look out for and be aware of that are not vegan and commonly find their nasty little paws into our food. And or you can also let me know what kind of list you want to see next. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video and you want more videos like this, give this video a big thumbs up and I'll see you next time. Bye.